YouTube, what's going on? It's Analytic Reason. We're about to bust down some Analytic Reason for tonight's NBA slate. Can you believe my YouTube video got flagged for copyright for the music I've been playing? You know, I had to fix that. But let's see. We ended up losing the San Antonio Spurs over 225 and a half. They gave it up in the fourth quarter, and San Antonio couldn't score in the fourth, so we ended up losing. That brings my record to 37 wins, 26 losses, and one push. I'm at 58.73% for the season. I've picked 63 games so far. 63 games, all right? So for tonight's games, I like 3 games, and hopefully let's get a trifecta. Let's get a sweep, all right? So for tonight's games, I like New Orleans minus the 7, Washington plus 4.5, and the Chicago Bulls over 220.5. Okay, and this is the quick analytic reason of why I like these games. the first game, the reason I like New Orleans minus 7 is because they played yesterday and got blown out, I think, by Minnesota. And Stan Van Gundy pretty much threw the whole team under the bus. He said something like to the effect of, "We don't play defense, so if we have a bad offensive game, we're in for some trouble." So pretty much he called out two things. He called out bad offense, and then he called out bad defense. So should I go over tonight? That's kind of scary, because what if New Orleans shows up and decides to play defense today? So I kind of don't like that. I'm kind of scared taking the minus 7, because the public's all over the Pelicans tonight. But you know what? I'm gonna take New Orleans, because I feel like they have to show up. They should be a little bit embarrassed getting slapped by Minnesota. So I think they should show up. With the coach calling them out, I think they should do pretty decent tonight. I could see New Orleans maybe scoring, in the high, I don't know, 120s, 130s. I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes, a 14 to 15 point, win. But let's see. That's my first pick. Second pick, I like Washington plus 4.5. I like this for a couple of different reasons. This is going to be their third meeting between these two teams, and Washington has double revenge. So they lost twice to Philly this year already, but Washington has covered both games. Okay, this is the lowest spread that Philly's ever given up, which is the minus 4.5. But the real reason I like Washington in this spot is because Philly sucks on a back-to-back. Okay, so out of 5 back-to-back games that Philly had this year, they lost 3 of them, and they won 2 with a margin of less than 5 points. Right? They beat Miami by 3 points, which went to overtime on a back-to-back game, and they only beat Detroit by 4 points on a back-to-back. So I kind of like Washington in this spot. I feel like they could probably even win outright, because it's going to be hard beating a team, sweeping a team 3 times in a season. I mean, that's going to be a little bit hard to do. So I could see Washington keeping it close, maybe even winning outright. All right. And for the third game, I like the Miami-Chicago game going over 220.5. Now, if this doesn't look like a trap game to you, you're brand new to this sport and brand new to this world of handicapping, because Miami went to the finals last year, and they're minus 2. I understand Bam is not playing. He didn't travel with the team, but this seems like a trap game. And I just took a look at, I know it's still early, but the public's all over Miami. Now, having said all that, I should take Chicago plus the 2 here, but at the end of the day, it's still Chicago. And I I, I just have so many bad memories of them imploding, usually in the fourth quarter, where they would only score 14 points and lose. So I'm gonna take a correlated, you know, I'm gonna take a correlated over. I think Chicago should play well. So if they're gonna play well, it's got to be on the offensive side. And with no Bam clogging the middle, plus you got Myers Leonard who's suspended for saying those anti-Semitic remarks. I think Zach LaVine probably could get to the rim at will, and you also have Markkinen, who's who could probably exploit that little mid-range game that he has. So I'm gonna just take the over. So that brings us to New Orleans -7, Washington plus 4.5, and Chicago over 220.5. All right. So if you like, press that like button, and if you haven't, subscribe already. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.